I heard in the Chabad world that the 19th day of Kislev is not just the 19th. The 20th of Kislev is also part of it. It's like a 2-day celebration, 2-day thing. And it might go to the idea that he was released on 19 and he didn't get out until the 20th, something like that. We have something similar in the summertime in Tammuz, where it's the 12th of Tammuz and the 13th. They're both holidays. So this truly is a mystical revelation in terms of my calendar and mathematical work, because the same thing happened here on the 19th and 20th. It's like if something happens on the first day, it's not enough that you have that day. It was too much on that day. You need another day to process it. Now that we have 2 days, you have this major thunderbolt, lightning bolt hits you in a good way, I'm saying. This powerful revelation, and it's too much the first day. You need the second day to spills over into the second day, and that works very well with Rosh Hashanah, because Rosh Hashanah in Israel, Jerusalem here, where I live, is 2 days, even though it doesn't have to be 2 days. It's celebrated 2 days, and there's reasons for it. Because even since it's the beginning of the month, there wasn't enough time, even in Israel, something like that. So they kept that 2-day holiday. But there's another mystical reason. It's given. It's considered one long day. That is the Rosh Hashanah of the year in the fall, in late September, October time, early October. But Yud Tes Kislev is called the Rosh Hashanah for Hasidim, the New Year of Hasidim. In fact, the real Lubavitchers, they say L'Shana Tova Tikasev Esechasem. We should be inscribed in the book of Hasidim, of learning Hasidus for this year. It's a real thing. They don't say Tachman. So I'm taking that idea, and I noticed that all these Lubavitch, these Chabad dates are very significant in terms of energy and the time, the exact date on the calendar. Whether it's the 19th of Kislev, or the 24th of Teves, or the 10th of Shvat, or 12th of Tammuz, 12th, 13th of Tammuz, Gimel Tammuz, of course. But here is the revelation for today in terms of my 752 square mathematical work, and this will be titled "The 752 Squares Completed on the 19th on Yud Tes Kislev, but today is the 20th of Kislev." That's what's going to be titled, because this is part of Yud Tes Kislev. This is just the second part of Yud Tes Kislev. Okay, I was touching upon this yesterday, and I'm just going to preface this by saying that this is very nitty-gritty, numbery, technical work. I don't expect 99% of the people to be interested in this. I've probably lost most of you by now. But if you're interested in this, the small chance that you are, I would love to discuss this with you. And I'm going to speak in very coded way, but if you are in the Chabad world and you have seen the numbers and you've gone deep into the Pardes and you've got some revelation of the Mashiach, it'd be great to talk to you if you've made it this far by now. But here's what we're going at. Okay, 4 years ago, it was 2021, and I had completed the first initial process of the 752 squares. All the raw data, the actual content, the tochen, the content had been received over an 18-month period, and I touched upon this yesterday. And what I did was I was trying to make a yichud, a connection between Ariel Cohen and his Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg, may he be well. And what I did was I did my own stylistic motif, my own stylistic thing where I said, if this 752 square started on Ariel Cohen Aloro's birthday, which is October 21st, I thought how neat would it be if it finished on Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg's birthday, which would be November 14th. So what I did was, instead of the 35-day time span which these 752 squares mark, I said I'll cut it short a bit. I'll just, make it like 3 weeks or something like that. And why does it matter? I'm finishing it off anyway, so might as well finish it off with a bang. And that was wrong. It was supposed to be 35 days exactly. Because if you do 35 days the whole way, you're going to come to, from Hanukkah time of 2019, it's going to go all the way until exactly Yud Tes Kislev, and that is the 20th of Kislev. I consider them one day. It comes to 20 Kislev of 5786, which is this year. I finished the actual transmission, like I said, in 2021. And this solves the problem. This solves the issue of the PL89. Why the 21 T1 here matches T5. This is 21. This is 25. The answer is that that's the year 2021 and the year 2025. I was wondering why the properties of T1 is different than T5, and all the others are the same in terms of if you add these up. There's a pattern here. I won't go through right now, but all the others are the same, but these two are different. And now I realize it had to do with 21 and 25. I think it had to do with odd numbers. I think 21 and 25 in the column only have even numbers. The rest have odd numbers and even numbers. So that's the interpretation. The interpretation is that what happened in 21 is now corrected in 25. What is that thing? Just so happens that year, in the year 2021, the 14th day of November. Was it November 14th? I'm getting confused now. I don't want to get too confused, but when I say Kislev and I say December, they're interchangeable, okay? I think it was 10 Kislev was November 14th. Okay, but you still have that 10. That's the tricky part. Now, today, okay, today is the 20th of Kislev, but it's December 10th. So that 10 from then, it was Kislev 10, is now December 10th. But now it's correct. And when does this whole correction happen? It happened on the 20th day of Kislev of 5786. That means that the timeline that started from Hanukkah time of the year Tafshin Pei, that year was 2019, and it was like a month or two before Corona. Then Corona comes out. We know what happened. Corona happens. During that time, as Corona happened, that was when I got the first numbers, 18 months worth, every day. Okay, I would get the number. I would ask somebody to give me a number. It's all received. Nothing of my own. I transcribe it, put it down, and now 18 months later, it puts us at around Hanukkah time, around this time of 2021. 2021 happens. I see it ends around the time between Ariel Cohen Aloro's birthday and Rabbi Yitzchak Ginsburg's birthday. Okay, great. Let's stop it at November 14th. That's his birthday. I'm connected to birthdays. I've done my job. No. Finish the whole term. If you finish the term, it takes you to Chav Kislev. That was in the year Tafshin Pei Beis, which is 3 years ago. Then I did another process 3 years ago of redacting the whole thing. I said, let's do the whole thing again. And maybe not I said it. Maybe someone said it to me. I don't know. It came to me to do this. And then in the year 2023, I went through another 18 months, and I basically imitated the same 18 months that I did from 2019 to 2021. So 2023, I redacted it, and when I finished redacting it, it took us to around the winter time of 2024. Well, what happened then? Basically, it was another month, and then another month, maybe 2 months, you're moving to Israel. After this project is done, the end of February of 2025, this year, is when I get the message, you're coming home. You're going to Jerusalem, Israel to live. Okay. So the ticket comes like early March 2nd, I think. And March 25th, I'm in Israel now, Jerusalem. These things have a time. The things concerning me have an end. I'm not saying me, I'm just quoting something. And we're working on a timeline here. Now, we go through 5785, we finish that year, and we come to Rosh Hashanah, 5786 happens. And now we're in the winter of 5786, Kislev, around Hanukkah time, and the whole correction is made. The 752 squares, which has a huge connection to Chabad, Lubavitch, by the way. That 752 is a question I've been asking for years. I'm not going to ask it now. I've asked it to many people, and that 752, I'll leave it for a different time. But the 752 squares is finished on Chav Kislev, on Yud Tes and Chav Kislev, which is today. Chav Kislev is today. And today happens to be December 10th, which 4 years ago, my fake date was Kislev 10th, which was, I think it was a Sunday then. But that's even more interesting because Sunday and Wednesday have a connection. Because Sunday is the Yom Rishon is when light was created, like a Hior. But Wednesday is when the sun and the moon were created. People ask the question, if light was created in the first day, then why do you need sun and... It's a different light. I think it's a more abstract kind of a light. A more conceptual kind of a light. But anyway, today is Wednesday. And I don't know how to say it, I don't call it fake date because it was a real date in my mind. It just wasn't the ultimate date. There should be a word for that. Kind of like, when a woman's about to give birth and the doctor gives them a projected date for delivery, the baby's not always born on that date, but it's like an approximate. And oftentimes, maybe most times not. But like someone I know they given projected date that their baby would be born on my birthday. They were born close to my birthday, but they were given the date of my birthday. And that connects them, that makes them think about me. But they weren't born on my birthday. They were born a few days before. But it's still important, the projected date. So even though I made a mistake, I did a stylistic motif of changing the date to do my own yichud. It was not correct, but it was also partially correct in the sense that that date had to be known. Why? 10. December 10th, today, of 2025, parallels to Yud Kislev of Tafshin Pei Beis. I think I'll leave it at that for now.